A shocking video infers that Planned Parenthood is selling baby parts. Don't go anywhere. Back in 2015, David Daleiden of the Center for Medical Progress went undercover to expose Planned Parenthood's staff for illegally selling baby body parts.
We could pay you $1,000 up to $1,500 for a liver.
Yeah.
Because that's in such high demand from our.
How interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just great. And I think the fact that there's for me, it's just like somebody to take it would be great. But I think financial incentive from you guys is going to be like to the people we have to get this approved will be very happy about it.
Planned Parenthood has maintained that its employees were discussing legal, not-for-profit donation of fetal tissue for research firms. However, Daleiden released the videos in which he says they show more clearly that Planned Parenthood did, in fact, break the law. And he joins us now. So, David, what is the significance then of these most recent videos?
Thank you for having me on to talk about it. So the new videos, the newly released videos that you are now watching and that your viewers can see all of on our website at centerformedicalprogress.org, this is footage that as California Attorney General in 2016, Kamala Harris seized from my home literally at gunpoint at the explicit instructions of Planned Parenthood because they wanted the remaining unreleased tapes that we still had dozens and dozens of hours of at that time. They wanted those unreleased tapes seized and hidden so the public could never see what was on them. And what you're seeing is on them now is top Planned Parenthood abortion officials giggling over selling late-term aborted baby livers for $1,500 a piece, talking about ripping the legs off of half-delivered live babies in order to cover up illegal partial birth abortions. These are the tapes that Planned Parenthood and Kamala Harris did not want you to see for the past 8 years, and now it's finally all starting to come out.
So you've had these, like we said, for the past 8 years, and you've faced numerous legal challenges, a civil judgment against you and your organization, and possible criminal cases. Are those still going on? And how did you get the videos back if those are still going on? Was that part of this process and why you can release them now?
Those are still going on. There's been a lot of twists and turns with the lawfare over the years that really was engineered by Planned Parenthood and Kamala Harris. They are the first ones who started to use this really unprecedented kind of lawfare to try to suppress free speech, suppress the rights of the public to review this information. And it's the same kind of lawfare that we see being deployed across the board now to try to silence dissenting opinions and to try to cover up facts that are inconvenient for our ruling elites. But thankfully, me and my team have been sticking this out for as long as we can. We've been fighting hard to be able to finally release this information to the public. Big shout out goes to Congress, the House Oversight Committee, and especially Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene for finally being able to release this footage unredacted in full, which was subpoenaed by Congress during their initial investigations in 2015. So ultimately, the cover-up plan by Planned Parenthood and Kamala Harris has not been totally successful. They tried to bury these facts and this evidence for the past 8 years, but it's all starting to come out, and you can see exactly what they were so afraid of the public being able to see for themselves.
David, it's been a long time, but we've known each other for a bit. It's good to see you here today. I used to joke, Kamala, she's going to lock you up, was her tagline. But it's not a joke because she really did do this to you. Could you give our audience a sense of the argument she made and just explain how this didn't have to happen?
Sure. So as California Attorney General, Kamala Harris had a choice, right? When our undercover reporting was first being released in the summer of 2015, showing Planned Parenthood's top level leadership callously negotiating the harvesting and sale of aborted baby body parts from late-term criminal partial birth abortions, Kamala Harris could have chosen to investigate Planned Parenthood and investigate the taxpayer-funded Planned Parenthood mega centers, the abortion factories across her state of California that were being exposed for being involved in this bloody business. But instead, she decided to investigate me and my undercover team at Center for Medical Progress. She decided to do this using, for the first time in the history of the California Attorney General's office, the California video recording law, or so-called eavesdropping statute, which has never in the 70-year history of that law and in the even longer history of the California Attorney General's office has never been used to criminally prosecute an undercover reporter for investigative journalism or for recording newsworthy events on undercover video. My case is the first and only time that California's so-called eavesdropping law has ever been used to prosecute an investigative journalist for undercover news reporting. It is the first and only time. So it is a gross weaponization and discriminatory selective application of the law on behalf of her powerful special interest campaign donors at Planned Parenthood to cover up their wrongdoing and try and prosecute and silence the whistleblowers. And it's the same kind of weaponization of law enforcement that has escalated and really skyrocketed under the Biden-Harris White House. You see the way the FACE Act has been weaponized to cover up literal infanticide at third trimester abortion clinics in Washington, D.C. And I don't think it's a coincidence that as soon as Kamala Harris gets into the White House in the past couple of years, we see this dramatic skyrocketing of the weaponization of the powers of government against people who disagree with their powerful special interest late-term abortion backers.
That's unreal. Now, in the 60 seconds that we have left, David, I know that a lot of our audience is very interested in this and the work that you have been doing. So where can they go to help your mission?
Sure. If you go to our website at www.centerformedicalprogress.org or cmp.org, you can review the full versions of the latest released undercover footage there. There will be more undercover video reports coming out in the weeks and months ahead, and you can support our work there.
I still remember when the story initially broke and just how terrible it was then and how terrible it still is now. David, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.